This little video is going to talk a little bit about the final stages and the final steps to doing your hanging baskets. Many growers will wire up their hanging basket as soon as they plant it and then put it up high above on some kind of hanging strategy above the greenhouse. We didn't this year, though we often do when we get more crowded in the greenhouse. We didn't because it's easier to water and manage and keep track of things if it's actually at a level that you can actually see what's going on. So we did not hang ours. So it gets a little harder as the plants get overgrown, but a couple quick steps I want to talk about. The first thing to note is that most 10-inch pots will have either 3 or 4 holes for hanging the plant up. So we're looking at one of the brown baskets we used for a variety of ours. And if you look, this one has 1, 2, 3 holes. You could, I like to use the small holes when I use the wire hangers. They also have these bigger holes, and the purpose of that is a different style of hanger. The plastic hangers would go in there. I like the wire hangers. I think they have better life. I think they're easy enough to do as long as you kind of follow how to do it. We will, if you think back, we actually talked about why we plant up a certain way, and we talked about putting a plant here, 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 and the idea was to sort of avoid where the wire was so you could be able to wire it up later. Now, most wire hangers have this little bend preset. I like to go ahead and make sure I note where that is, and then again, depending on how you like to do it, I actually go to the second part of the bend, because there's 2 parts, and give it an extra twist. That allows me to find it when I'm working on the basket. Okay, so I've made each of those a little more twisted. Get rid of this one, that's for our bigger pot. I made it a little more twisted. Now we go to the basket and actually push it kind of nice and straight where it needs to go into the hole, okay? And then pull where you feel that bump, and then that becomes your area to pull up on. And then a simple twist once around, and there is an important aspect to this. You want to come back around pretty cleanly so that no sharp edges are facing out where a customer might get scratched, okay? So we kind of go like that, and that's all you really need to do the twist on the hanging basket. Some people are really good at this. Some people, like me, struggle a little more, but you're gonna go ahead and set all 3, and then you're ready to go. So again, sometimes this is done before you even plant the plant, which is certainly easier, but we also will do it on this same brown potted one. This is our Fragrant Falls peach that is planted into that brown basket, and we wanna put the wire on that one. So now again, depending how it's set up, we could either use this hole, which we kind of used as the separate one. I'm sure you can see that. So there you can kind of see the hole, or we could try to find the wire one, which in this case we planted using the bigger hole. So again, here, here, and here, we can certainly use the wire that we used and use that other kind of hole. That would work as well. So that's one strategy. The other thing to note, we also planted, I'm going to try to show this one, we planted into some of those larger pots. So here's one of the larger tan pots. Okay, so here's one of the larger tan pots. This one had 4 prongs. Okay, so again, you'll want to choose your hanger that has the right number. Space them out nicely. Okay. 4, and then go ahead and do the same thing. Find the bend. Okay, if you can see, they each have a bend. Find the bend, go down. So you can kind of see. Okay, so right there you can kind of see there's a hole. Try to get that focused right there. Okay, you're going to go in, bend it through, twist, and do the same thing you saw last time. So twist it around once, make sure that it goes all the way back so no sharp edges are facing outward. Okay, so there you go. that's how you do that. The other thing you might have noticed is I also want to talk a little bit about using Osmocote. In general, this is a slow release, 5 to 6 month release at about 70 degrees. And we want to give about a tablespoon. Now you're going to want to read the label depending on the rate and what plant you're planting. But as much as a tablespoon of this to the soil will help make sure you keep these plants going after the customer gets it. So make sure we do that. I'm going to kind of swing it around, all the way around, and then after it is hitting the soil, which is as best you can when they're this full, hit the soil, move it around, then you'll want to water it in. And the concept is you do not want those big pellets actually sitting on any of your leaves. So that's the scoop on doing the final preparation for hanging baskets. Use a little Osmocote, read the label, it'll tell you the rate that you should use, and then put the wire on if you're interested. Truthfully, this basket style, the tan basket, I'll show you again here. This tan basket that we used could either be used more for a porch pot look, where you just keep it on the porch. Okay, so there you can kind of get a better feel. So that could be the whole porch pot look, or again, here's our other one, that could be a hanging basket. So depending on your pot, you really make a decision if you do want to wire the basket up. Here again is one in that tan that would have 4 of the holes if you wanted to hang it up and use it more as a hanging basket, but it also gives kind of a nice look to just be for a porch or a big table or somewhere outdoors like that. So again, many of ours that we did as your multi-planting were in the tan pots. And some of these kind of mixed ones, but many of the simple single ones were done in the baskets, the brown baskets or the green baskets that had 3 holes, and then those would get a hanger accordingly.